The program that you've just seen on your screen here has 9 different tabs. To select a tab, you click on the tab and that gives you a different part of the program. Here the general ledger is this is a setup one. If you go through, you can see each count individually. You can go forwards and backwards using the previous and next buttons. You can get a chart of accounts. There's your chart of accounts. You can scroll down and see this. These are all built into the file that you just retrieved. You can do a trial balance to see if all your accounts are in balance by clicking the button here. And you can see we're in balance. You can make a post if you'd like. This is how you change the balances in your accounts. We're not going to do that right now, but you can pick the account and then either debit or credit it. You can do an income statement. You see there's 2 tabs, one for a service and one for a merchandising business. Display the income statement. At this point you put in the ending inventory and then you click OK, and you can see that we made $1,118.13. From this point on, you would go ahead and prepare the stockholders' equity section. You could also, if you wanted to, print those statements. This shows the change in the stockholders' equity. You see the beginning capital stock, and eventually the retained earnings will be added to it. You can display your balance sheet. You can close the books if you need to, and you can see that we're in balance. When you first start the program out, the controls are all grayed away. You need to open the file first. So we want to go up to File, retrieve the file. The program then asks what kind of a business it is. In our case, we're going to retrieve the merchandising file. So type the letter M and then say OK. What we want to do is we want to find it. I put it on the desktop. So click on the desktop. That's where I stored the file. Come down to where it says merchandise, and then you can see it's a text file, and we want to say open. Okay, and when the file is open, you can see here there's the setup tab. There's all the files, or all the account numbers that came in there for us, and you can click through and look at them one at a time and see what their balances are, previous and next. You notice the account type below there. That tells whether it's a debit or credit balance and its position in the ledger. 1 are assets, 2 liabilities, 3 is revenue, and 3 is stockholders' equity, 4 revenue, 5 is purchases, and 6 are expenses. In this next section, we're going to look at the chart of accounts. So we click on the tab for chart of accounts, and then we click See Chart of Accounts, and it loads all of our files into our chart of accounts. That's one of your first assignments in Virtual Enterprise, is to print out your chart of accounts. You can go back and forth between the tabs just by clicking on one tab or the other. We're going to go back to the setup of the General Ledger tab at this point in time to get ready for our next assignment. Our next assignment, we're going to post the initial investment from the stockholders of $85,000. So we want to go into the cash account. We're going to put in $85,000. Selected cash from over here, and then we want to save this record. So we click Save this record, and now we have to put the other half of the entry in. Every accounting transaction has at least 2 entries. One's a debit and one's a credit. So we've already credited cash, or already debited cash to show the increase in it. And now we have to go and we have to credit our capital stock. So we capital stock, and we put in our $85,000, like that, and then we save the record.